Hi, I am Yashaswini and welcome to a series where we don't just name India's top 10 companies, we decode why they are at the top. Every episode, one company, one real story, and one strategy so powerful it's taught in the world's best MBA classrooms. Let's get into it now. Picture this. It's 1940s, India is newly independent, people are poor, infrastructure is broken, and yet there's hope. Millions of ordinary Indians are buying life insurance policies for the first time. They want to protect their families, they want a safety net. But here's the problem. There are 245 private insurance companies operating across the country, and most of them are a mess. Mismanagement, fraud, companies collecting premiums from people and then quietly disappearing. Families who paid for years were left with nothing when they needed it the most. Parliament debates it, economists argue, and then the government makes a bold, controversial call. One that will change Indian financial history forever. On the 1st of September 1956, the Life Insurance Corporation of India is born. The government nationalizes all 245 private insurers, absorbs them, merges them, and creates one single, massive, state-owned entity, LIC. Now, this was a gamble. Critics said, a government-run insurance company? It'll be bureaucratic, slow. People won't trust it, and honestly, they had a point. In the beginning, LIC struggled. The staff was huge. The processes were complicated. The brand was cold. But LIC had one thing no private company could replicate: the trust of the Indian government, and they were about to use it in the smartest possible way. Here's where the real story begins. LIC's leadership realized something early on. You cannot sell life insurance from an office. Life insurance is an emotional product. You're asking someone to think about their own death, about their family being without them. That kind of conversation doesn't happen in a branch. It happens at the dining table. So, LIC built something incredible, an army of agents, ordinary people, retired teachers, homemakers, local shopkeepers, people who were already trusted in their communities. LIC trained them, licensed them, and sent them out into every village, every town, every mohalla in India. By the 1970s and 80s, LIC had hundreds of thousands of agents. These weren't salespeople sitting in suits. These were your uncle, your neighbor, the man who also sold your father a policy. The trust wasn't just in the brand, it was personal. LIC reached places no bank had ever reached. Tier 3 cities, rural districts, farmers, rickshaw drivers, people who had never interacted with a formal financial institution in their lives, they had a LIC policy. Fast forward to today, LIC manages over rupees 37 lakh crore in assets. That's more than the GDP of most countries. It has over 28 crore active policies. Over 13 lakh agents still working across the country, and when LIC went public in 2022, its IPO was the largest in Indian stock market history at the time. Think about that for a second. A company that started in chaos, absorbing 245 failing businesses, became the most trusted financial brand in the country. Not because of advertising, not because of a flashy app, but because of reach, trust, and relationships. Now, here's the part I love, because what LIC did isn't just an Indian story, it's a case study, one that's taught in business schools from Harvard to IIM. The strategy is called distribution-led market penetration, and it sits right at the heart of Michael Porter's competitive strategy framework. Here's the idea in simple terms. Most companies build a product and then find customers. LIC flipped it. They went to where the customers already were and sent people who already belonged to those communities. Their distribution channel wasn't a logistics problem, it was a trust problem, and they solved it brilliantly. Harvard Business School calls this last mile distribution through social capital. You're not just creating a network, you're embedding your brand into the social fabric of a society. Once that happens, competitors can't copy it. You can build a better app. You can offer a lower premium, but you cannot manufacture 13 lakh people who already have the trust of their communities. That is LIC's moat. And that is why even in 2026, with dozens of private insurers, slick fintech apps, and aggressive marketing campaigns, LIC still commands over 60% of India's life insurance market. So, that's LIC, born from chaos, built on trust, and still standing stronger than ever. A giant that was created not by innovation in a lab, but by understanding one simple truth in India: relationships are everything. That's episode 10. Next time, we're climbing up the list. We're going to look at a company that literally builds the infrastructure of modern India: bridges, airports, metro lines, power plants, and the strategy they used? It's called. Let's just uncover it in the next episode. Till then, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.